r/AskReddit by Redmond ETS. What are some things the USA actually does better than Europe? Every time this is asked, the top answer is usually national parks. Final answer: reserved, protected national parks. Mexican food lol. Mexican food is legitimately the #1 thing I miss about the United States. The quality of Mexican food abroad makes me cry. From what I read, disabled folks' accessibility, like handicap parking, accessible bathrooms, ramps, etc. I've seen this relatively often. Is this correct? The ADA building codes are the most comprehensive and thorough in the world, and it's not even close. Europe doesn't have crap on us when it comes to accessibility for the disabled. Here in Little Tokyo, Los Angeles, we have a Japanese restaurant owned by Koreans. Chefs are mostly Mexican, and somehow no one is really fluent in English except for a few servers. Not paying to use the toilet. The blues. Most music genres that came after the blues were influenced by the blues or based on the blues, especially rock. Air conditioning. Came here to say this: central air conditioning is something we take for granted in the United States. I realized this when I started hearing countries in Europe getting summer heat waves and people dying by the thousands. 66,000 in 2022 if I remember correctly. Mortgages. Thankfully we still have FDR's 30-year fixed rate mortgage policy. I know buying a house is tough right now, but it would be a lot tougher, and for everyone, if our system worked like the 1920s or like Australia or the United Kingdom. I love my 20-year mortgage at a flat 2%. The one thing I would really miss is the cultural diversity in every large city. Any night of the week, I can go get great Mexican, Ethiopian, Cantonese, Sichuan, Japanese, Korean barbecue, soul food, Jamaican, Vietnamese, Thai, Memphis-style BBQ, other Latin countries, tiki bars, Filipino, Mediterranean. It really is nice to be a melting pot. Salaries for almost any kind of skilled labor. If you're in the bottom 20%, you'll make more in Europe. If you're anywhere above that, you'll make significantly more in the United States. Comparing as someone who had lived in France, the USA, and the United Kingdom. Salaries. Vastly superior in the USA. Customer service is also notably better. Dealing with hot weather. I hear so many Europeans crack jokes at how we have AC everywhere and how we dress in loose, baggy clothing that is mostly made up in t-shirts and shorts, how we have to have ice in all of our drinks, how we are always thirsty and are drinking every other second. But then summer hits them and there are always a rash of articles of Europeans dropping like flies in the heat. Put in some window AC units if you can't put in central air. Wear baggy clothing. Stay hydrated. For Pete's sake, take some tips from people who live through this sort of weather every year. My cousins from Sweden made fun of me for taking my hydro flask to a theme park when they visited. Guess who got heat exhaustion? Hint, not me. Lack of cigarette smoking. Although vaping has picked up in recent years. Technology innovation. Think back over the last 50+ years, microwaves to iPhones. It is actually wild when really stop and think about the most important inventions of the last 100 years, and like 95% are from the United States. Flight, automation, internet, phones, medicine, genuinely almost everything. Just software in general. It is so hard to even name a European software company other than SAP. The world runs on American software. I like that the streets are arranged as grids. It makes it a lot harder to get lost. Immigration. We're not perfect and we have our share of xenophobes, but it's easier to fit in as an immigrant here than in Europe. Movies, cinema, entertainment. United States, it is still more open to entrepreneurship than it is in Europe. Lot of bureaucracy and all sort of regulation is holding back enterprising people. In the US, all you need is good idea and willingness to put the hours into it, and you can make it into sustainable business. You feel you can make it and have your chance in US. In Europe you are easily persuaded not to follow your dreams. Here in EU it is more going for socialistic utopia where you get cushy job and work until retirement mindset. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.